Livingston.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot. I understand we're on Facebook tonight. Say hello to all our Facebook friends out there and on the interweb. It's good to see all you original spirits here tonight. Do a song for you. She lives down south where the river's age goes back to the original spirit, and the India ink is flowing over the page down to the original spirit. Yes, and the rhythm of life is still young, and she is one among the original spirit. And every morning she walks to the sacred ground where the ancient music is playing. She begins to sing as the rain falls down, like 1,000 voices were praying. Yeah. And then the clouds have all gone, and her light shines on in her original spirit. And I need to know that I'm a part of this original spirit. I need to know it. Where my aim is true, and I ride that royal road. Yes, I know the truth. I know the truth. Well, I know it when I hear it in its original spirit. So take me down south where the river's age goes back to the original spirit, the original spirit. And the India ink is flowing over the page down to the original, the original, original. And the rhythm of life, well, it's still young here in Waxahachie tonight. And we are all at one in the music room with the original spirit. Yeah. The original. It's good to be here. You know, I got a chance to work for the United States State Department, and I played all over. I played places that we may never be able to go back to again. And I mean, I was in Syria and Yemen. Yeah, man, I was there, and they treated me great. But it was the State Department diplomacy of cultural diplomacy, and so they would send you out all over Kingdom Come. And of all the countries I went to, India was the furthest out and maybe the furthest in. And I got a chance to play with all these local musicians there on their indigenous instruments. We call this music country and eastern music, or ragabilly is another word. I don't know if you get it. Ragabilly, yeah. And so at some point, I come back to Texas, and I just want to duplicate that song, that sound. And I kept thinking, how am I going to do this? And well, I need musicians, and so started writing some songs and putting together this band. The songs kind of were before the band, and we put together this group, and there was plenty of really cowboys, you know, in Austin, you know, and guys that wore cowboy hats and play their ass off on the guitar. You know, there were plenty of those people, but we need the real Indians from India to play the exotic instruments, the tabla and the sitar and all these instruments. We needed those, and we found them too. They also worked for Dell, but these were geniuses. I don't know if that's a good joke or not, but. And we put together this group, and we called it Cowboys and Indians. Dots, not feathers. So we'll do a rockabilly song for you. That's your part. Let's hear you sing it. Some cowboys and Indians came riding across the sands of a blood-red painted desert, lone equestrian. Sometimes red is black and black is white. Mortal colors vanish from your sight, but not the cowboys and Indians. Visionary drifters on a timeless caravan, sticking close together when things get out of hand, sharing in an unspoken word that each and every one of us has heard. The cowboys and Indians. Here's your part. That's really good. Do it one more time. Sacred, almost holy, they were here before me. And carry on. One more time. Through the lost horizon, went into disguise and carried on and on and on and on and on and on. and they're never without focus. Always on a sacred trail. And it's absolutely guaranteed their steps will never fail. Oh, the wheel is turning, even standing still. And the wisest men know never to reveal. Cowboys and Indians, yeah! Cowboys and Indians and cowgirls, cowboys and Indians. Here's your part. Oh yeah, yodelay. That's your part too. Don't leave it out. Yodelay. One more time, big ending. Oh yeah. Yodelay, yodelay, and they are cowboys and Indians. Oh yeah. Okay.
What's the going rate for backup singers?
You got to pay to be in this band. So I'm from Lubbock, Texas, and I went to Lubbock High School.
She's from Lubbock. I'm from Lubbock.
Did you go to Lubbock High School?
Lubbock, Colorado.
Coronado.
Coronado.
See, I lived in the Coronado district, but I was playing football for Lubbock High School, and I had Miss Honey for English.
I didn't have Miss Honey.
Well, I did. And I don't know if you ever heard of her, but I didn't know what to think of her, and she didn't know what to think about me. Have you ever tried to wrap your mind around the prologue to the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer? Anybody know what I'm talking about? One that prele with the sure suit, that drukta march has pierced to the rota, and by the day vivine and swish like. Why did we have to learn it? Wow. Why did we have to learn it? Never know. We don't know. And so now the thing is, this is the way it goes in this concert. Song, clap, joke, laugh, be quiet between the songs so you can hear the story, so I don't go off into some weird spot and get all freaked out. And you don't want to see it. You just don't want to see it. And it's not freaked out at anybody particularly but myself, and I'll shatter in front of you. So let me just finish the story, and then you can talk. But the thing is, I asked Miss Honey, this is a tough crowd. I asked Miss Honey, I'm just getting into it. I found out that beginning of Miss Honey's career, she taught Buddy Holly senior English. That's what I was trying to kind of get to. Buddy Holly. And I thought, God, Buddy Holly. And, the greatest of the great. But I'm a kid, I'm a senior in high school. But I find out, I pestered her with questions. Where did he sit? And over by the door. And so I got to sit in Buddy Holly's desk. And when I sat down, it was pretty vibey, I got to say. There was a vibration going on. I kept thinking that he was going to come to me, and in fact, he did. And I channeled Buddy Holly, and he gave me this insight into a lot of things. Like, for instance, right across a little aisle was this girl, and she was so cute. He wanted to talk to her, but he could not he couldn't get up the courage to talk to her. He was so shy. What he wanted to say to her was, I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. You're going to give your love to me. That's what he wanted to say. Now, I'm doing a little survey. Girls, do you like that when if a guy comes up to you and says, I'm going to tell you how it's going to be, you're going to give your love to me? You don't like it? You don't like it? But what if he says, I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. You're going to give your love to me. See, it changes. Changes everything. And so that's one of the things that Buddy told me. And then he gave me a new way to maybe look at the Canterbury Tales. We may revisit that later on. But the best single piece of advice he gave me was to get out of Lubbock. And I took off for Lubbock. I took out of Lubbock one cold winter day and ended up, I don't know, Pampa or something like that. I got a job on an oil rig, and then I got to early that summer. Later on in the summer, we got to Red River, New Mexico. And Red River, New Mexico, have anybody been there?
Oh, yeah.
And at that time, this was 1969. And it's just like this, I get a job, I get a gig. It's my first real gig out of Lubbock. And they put a sign over my head that said, singer survival depends on donations. And I just want you to know, brothers and sisters, nothing has changed. Nothing. So as I'm playing one night, somebody comes in and says, you got to hear the band down the street. Go down the street. There's a group, have their own club, they call the Outpost, called Three Faces West. Rick Fowler Wayne Kid and this wise ass named Ray Hubbard. He wasn't wily yet. He was just plain old Ray Hubbard. So we all became friends, wrote songs together and stuff. And these guys, Three Faces West, they were just cool looking. They did songs I'd never heard of anybody do. Johnny Vandiver songs and Keith Sykes all the way back then. But the songs that really struck me were by this guy named Mike Murphy. Now, he had already written Wildfire at this time, by 1969, and a bunch of other stuff. And he was out in Los Angeles, California at this point, writing songs for Screen Gems Music. And he wrote all these, he wrote these hits up there. Wrote a song for the Monkees, What Am I Doing Hanging Round? Remember that song? And so I just thought, God, Michael Murphy, man, and these guys, Three Faces West, knew him. Well, at the end of the summer, I went on out to Los Angeles and got a record deal. They gave me just enough money to buy a Datsun pickup truck and a Martin guitar. And I was driving down this dusty dirt road in the middle of Los Angeles when the hand of fate kind of came out of nowhere. And you just steered my Datsun over the side of the road. I'm not trying to say you should pick up hitchhikers. That's not the message here. But if I hadn't stopped for that guy that day when he jumps in the car, I wouldn't be standing here on live all over the world on Facebook right now. Did you post it on my account too?
On your page, you don't allow anybody to post to your page.
Well, that's a stupid idea. Whoever thought of this? How about my music page, Bob Livingston Music? Can you post it?
Take a run at that.
Okay, take a run at that. Sorry. I can't remember where we were. Oh, yeah.
You're in Los Angeles somewhere.
Los Angeles with a hitchhiker. He jumps in. We trade each other our life story. Mine lasted maybe 2 blocks. Not so much had happened to me. But this guy, he was from Austria. He worked on foreign cars for movie stars in Hollywood. Got bit acting parts. He had one of those kind of voices, like that. And finally he looks at me and says, the only other Texan I know is from Dallas. He's a musician too. His name is Mike Murphy. Well, that guy became the governor of California. But no, that's the only thing I've told you that isn't the truth. I also didn't get a job on an oil rig in Pampa. I don't know where that came from, but he really said that, and I gave him my name and number and see, he's this mechanic. And so Murphy calls me that night. Who are you? Why am I supposed to call you? My mechanic gave me this number. And I told him about Three Faces West and Red River, and I said, man, your songs, Wildfire, I mean, these songs are as good as anything I've heard since the Beatles. And Murphy said, you know what? You're a genius. We need to meet. So that's how I met Michael Murphy. But my record deal fell through not too long after, and so did Murphy's. We decided there's only one thing to do, and that was get back to Texas, where we once belonged. We got on I-10, I-10 East. It'd be hard to go west out of Los Angeles on I-10. I don't know why I said it. Being redundant. That's my name, my middle name. And 2.5 sunrises later, my little Datsun blew a head gasket in Van Horn, Texas. Anybody been to Van Horn? It's the world's largest truck stop, just full of millions and millions of gallons of diesel and coffee, all mixed together. Surly waitresses, suspect cooks. They serve diesel fried steak. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty good. Early one morning, for the next 2.5 sunrises, we'd hang out in this little cafe in the town of Iconoclast. Early one morning, the town of Iconoclast was holding court. And across the table, town of Iconoclast, old raggedy, scruffy, his name was Cactus Jack. He had a bullet hole in his Stetson. And across the table, there was a young boy, and he was unloading on Jack, just telling him his sad story. His lady love had run off and left him, and he just been searching high and mostly low, and he just wanted somebody to say something to make him feel better. And everybody in the room just kind of leaned in to hear it. And he said, right in the middle of the 10-cent scenery, shuffled and stacked on a postcard rack, there's a cute little kid on a Shetland pony. She smiles at me and I can't smile back. And Cactus Jackie drinks coffee black. He says, son, this is your lucky day. 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, I come a long, long way. Oh, 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, I come a long, long way. Well, now she left me cold on a winter's morning, and cold it's been for the longest time. Well, she told me she was from Texas, and I've been looking, but she's so hard to find. And Cactus Jackie drinks coffee black. Look at him. He tells me it's my lucky day today. 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, I come a long, long way. Oh, 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, I come a long, long way. I don't know just where I'm gonna find her, maybe the soldier with a suitcase, or she just said she was going down to Texas for a little while. I'm looking for the girl with long brown hair. She got crazy eyes. I swear she's not too pretty, but she's got a beautiful smile. And she just said that she was going down to Texas for a little while. That's what she said. Well, now the cook in the back, he's getting mighty curious, and he asks the waitress where I'm from. She just says, well, heck, I ain't never seen him before. He probably some sort of spaced out California bum on his way down I-10 till he get to San Antonio on that world's most dangerous stretch of highway, that I-35. Go on up north past that speed trap of Shirts. Probably get a ticket on past New Bronxville, Ocarina Springs, where they had that swimming pig back in the day. But I heard there's a lady that has that swimming pig in her bathtub right there, not too far from the highway. on into Austin. Oh, just the name Austin, Texas, just gets me going. You know, streets are full of musicians and poets and artists and actors and dancers of every description. And, you know, I've been kind of creative in my life. Maybe I could get a job in Austin, get out of this one-horse town. And Cactus Jackie says, that's right. As I walk out into the light, 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, and I got a long, long ride. Yeah, 5 o'clock in a Texas morning, I got a long, long ride. Oh, outside, the sun is coming up. And the wind blows me just like a Dixie cup. Dixie cup. Down the highway. Down the highway. Come on, we got to get on that highway. We got to get to the music room. O'clock in a Texas morning, and I got a long, long, long ride. Oh, I got a long ride. Thank you. So we got back to Austin. We need a place to live. We weren't going to move to Lubbock, which was where I was from, or Dallas, where Murphy was from. But we went to that aforementioned, you know, hippie town. Streets were full of musicians and poets and artists and actors, especially around the drag. See, for some reason, I don't know if it's that way or not anymore, but at the University of Texas, everything happened around the drag. Right? Yep. And good place to eat, you know, great places to live and stuff. Pretty girls everywhere. Everybody hanging out at the Les Amis Cafe. And that was the place. And we were hanging out at the Les Amis Cafe. And the door opened, and the first thing I noticed about the guy was his boots. He had the coolest boots I'd ever seen. They were walking towards our table. They were like, this looked like they were embossed, like hieroglyphics or something. It was just mesmerizing. And he had a extraordinary, you know, embroidered vest and this 13.5-gallon hat, I think, kind of rocking on his head, and a bathing suit. And he walked right up to our table, said, "Why, you look like a bunch of itinerant footloose musicians such as myself. Do you mind if I sit down? My name is Jerry Jeff." So Jerry Jeff walks into our lives, and he says, yeah, you know, he has songs too. He needs to make a record. So we made an album with him. And it's that album, the Brown album, first MC album, had L.A. Freeway on it. I don't know if anybody remembers that, L.A. Freeway. And so we're suddenly ready to do an album with this guy, Jerry Jeff, a different record. And Michael Murphy is making it possible in a way because we're the band, and we're playing between Jerry Jeff, and then we go play with Murphy, and then Jerry Jeff, Murphy, the bus is coming and going crazy. We go out to Santa Fe, New Mexico, play this place called the Line Camp, and that day, low ceilings, you know, everybody dancing like mad, places packed, There were movie stars everywhere. Dennis Hopper and his cadre of lost cosmic souls were in the room, you know. And Jessica Lange was there. Sam Shepard, all these people. And after the show, we go over to the La Fonda on the plaza. And when we walked in, it was a room kind of like this, all wood. You know, people leaned against bar stools and stuff like that, just like this. And there was a guy there was more movie stars there, and I noticed this one guy, and he looked handsome, and he had a handlebar mustache, and I got to ask Sam Shepard, who is that guy? Is that guy in your movie too? He says, no, he's famous. He's a poet. His name is Richard Brodigan. Now, does anybody remember Richard Brodigan? Yeah. Trout fishing in America, watermelon sugar. Yeah. He was kind of a Rod McEwen on acid. But you don't even know who Rod McEwen is, so it doesn't make a difference if he's on acid or not, the way I see it. The only way you're really going to know, is to do to do one of his poems. That's what I'm trying to get at. And this is one of Richard's poems. You'll know what kind of guy we're dealing with. A lacy leaf of lettuce fell off of my plate and onto the floor. So what? That was the way the poem went. We thought, do you like it or not? Did you like it? No, not really? Okay, well, let me just do one more. One more for all you people out there tuning in tonight. One more. It's hard to live with a guy in San Diego, she said, learning. God, I screwed it up. It's hard to live with a guy in San Diego learning to play the violin, she said, as she handed the empty revolver to the police sergeant. That's right. Oh, yeah. He'll make a guest appearance in this last song. So, Gary Nunn and I, Gary's in the room, Gary P. Nunn and I, buy a bottle of wine. I said, Gary P. Nunn. I said, Gary P. Nunn. And we walk over to Richard Brodigan's table. While away the rest of the evening, we ended up writing a song about it. Jerry Jeff recorded it practically on the spot. A few other people had done it. I had a chance to do it on my new CD, Up the Flatland Stairs. What's that? Up the Flatland Stairs. What? Up the Flatland Stairs. That's pretty good. All right. It's called That Public Domain. I got my irons in the fire down in Texas. Got me a toehold in Tennessee. I got my foot in the door of that California store, but I'm up to my ears in me. Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all seems the same. Just be concerned that your policies will kill you. And it's all just public domain. I took a bite of the Big Apple. Oh, yes, I dabbled in that forbidden fruit, you naughty boy, where they promised me points and they slipped me through the joints. But I've yet to see any loot from the fat cat in those higher Gucci shoes. Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all seems the same. Just be concerned that your politics will kill you every day. And it's all just public domain. Let's play it, boys. Well, I sang in that Red River Valley. I drank wine with the poets in Santa Fe. There he is, finally. Well, I ran with those darlings in Waxahachie like I ran from Snow White in L.A. Long story. Think I've broken all my vows to Demolay. Now, see, that was Gary's line. Broken all my vows to Malay. And I was going, what does that mean? And you know what it means. Yes. So some places, you know, they were the Masons, right? And it was the youth group. And so Gary and I did a show together, just the two of us, like I'm doing now, telling stories and doing stuff. And we rehearsed this song that we wrote together. And came to that line, I've broken all my vows to Malay. And Gary said, you know, I'm really not proud that I broke those vows. And I don't know how to change it now. He said it. I've broken all my vows to Malay. Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all seems the same. Just be concerned that your politics will kill you. And it's all just public domain. It's all just... What key are we in? I'm modulating. I got screwed up and I started talking about the Gary Nunn thing. I forgot what key are we in.
Go backwards and go forwards. Whatever key you want to be in. Yeah.
Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all seems the same. Just be concerned that your politics are going to kill you every day. And it's all just public domain. And it makes sense to get into the rain. Don't it make sense to get into the rain? Well, don't it make sense to get into the rain now? It's raining. It makes sense to get into the rain. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, how are we doing on time?
We're good. Go about another 20 minutes to take a break.
Another 20 minutes, take a break. I'm being very nonchalant here tonight, folks. I love playing house concerts and stuff like this, and you know, I play this one group of house concerts up on the East Coast, and they got like 4 strung together, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they got, you know, one of them's out on Long Island, and they pick you up on a train, and then you do the show, and they put you up and then take you to the ferry, and you take the ferry across to somewhere in New York. I'm not sure exactly, but it's amazing, a lot of fun, that's for sure. And sometimes you'll be staying in their, you know, daughter's, you know, bedroom that they shipped off to the aunt to, you know, because he's crazy. Her crazy parents are into music, and these people are roaming around in their house. What's the deal? And it's always, you know, but their rooms are always pretty grungy. I can say that. You know, so it goes both ways. And I'm feeling like I'm almost there. At least I know the end's in sight. Opportunities knocking everywhere. I'm out of the tunnel and into the night. Beautiful sunrise up ahead. A million colors to the dawn. Planets in position, underlined in red. Auspicious beginnings roll us along. Oh, and I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. No, I can't get enough of it. You know, I just want to go home. I've been a gypsy way too long, Randy. I haven't unpacked in 49 years, maybe, except the last couple of years. And Ramblin' Jack, he showed me the way to this song, bless his heart. It's full of beauty, adventure, and tears. Oh, the kindness of strangers, and good friends. They put me up 10,000 nights, at least. Anyway, my road is up ahead, just before the dead end. Here it comes. It's the green gate with the Christmas lights. Oh, and I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it, but I just want to go home. Where there's questions answered, never asked. Indian summers, they always last, always. It all happened way too fast. And isn't it strange how the die was cast? And I'm feeling like I'm almost there. I won't miss the turn this time, you'll see. Magic of the mission, up the flatland stairs, name my CD. I feel like I made it to the head of the line. Oh, beautiful woman and children, yeah. They're waiting there for me. A house full of family and very best friends, and dogs and cats and cousins, and but am I only dreaming? Am I only dreaming? This mystery. Well, I hope I don't wake up before the end. Oh, and I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get enough of it, no, and I still can't get enough of it. But, you know, I just want to go home, and I know some of you know exactly and feel the same way. Enough of it. I can't get enough, can't get enough, can't get enough. Yeah. All right. Thank you. We'll do one more and then maybe take a little break. This is sing-along, too. It's called You Got My Goat, You Might As Well Take My Dog. I wrote it with this gal in Okima, Oklahoma, and we've written a few songs together. Her name is Susan Herndon. I don't know if you've ever seen her on the circuit, but she's real good and cosmic creature. But she likes, I mean, she doesn't like, I like to, I don't know, I tease her, you know, sometimes, and I used to. I don't anymore. I don't, but I can't say that either. But, you know, I've had a bad thing with children and dogs, you know, teasing them, and I've learned my lesson with them in various ways. Not good idea to tease children or dogs. Cats, okay. No, you don't, especially don't tease cats. And, but Susan Herndon is my one weakness. You know, so I can get it in there and do this, you know. And so I did that one day, and I could tell I got her. I said, "I got your goat, didn't I?" She said, "Yeah, you might as well take my dog." And so we went, "Wait a minute." So we sat down, and you got to kind of get into it. Yes, you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. You got me out on a limb, sleeping in your hollow log. I know that you need me, you don't want to be alone, but why won't you feed me instead of throwing me a bone? And you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Well, now my dog is good, he's been living on the roof. You say that you love him, but he really needs some proof. You can bide your time, or you can start today. Pick up all the pieces and throw it all away, 'cause a dog needs affection like I needed your love. So give me some direction, 'cause all I can think of is you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Oh, that's your part, let me hear you sing it. No, actually, it's the chorus that's your part. Yes, you got. I know you can do it better than that. Now you know what I'm doing. You got. Oh! He's a good old hound. He even writes my daily blog. Pretty good, too. He's a lot like you. He's funny and he's smart, but he ripped up my bus like you tore out my heart. And you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. 3 more times. Yes, you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Yes, you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Now listen to me. The times are a-changing and they're moving away fast. You can burn up your dreams, they were never meant to last. There's a light at the end of a very long tunnel. I feel like I've been looking through the wrong end of your funnel. I wonder if you heard me or got my reasons right. This whole thing hit me in the middle of the night. That you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Oh. He writes teenage lyrics for my publishing catalog. Had a couple hits last year. I'm moving far from you where there's no one else around. Out of the city back to a one-horse town. And you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. 4 times. Oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. 2 more times, you can do it. Oh, oh, oh. You got my goat, you might as well take my. Big ending. Oh, oh. Yes, you got my goat, you might as well take my dog. Roll. Oh. Oh yeah, we're going to be back, right? We're going to be back in just a little bit. Go out and eat some of that turkey. I don't know if they have turkey or not, but what?